Hello guys, my name is Wildcard, welcome back to my channel. Let's catch up on some news from last week of Rugby Union. So two big games played on the weekend. The British and Irish Lions played the final deciding game against South Africa in South Africa. And let's just enjoy some of the tears. Let's just taste some the Lions tears. Oh, the media is just blown up about how the South Africans play so conservatively. Oh, it's so much defense, not good for the game. Let's have a read. The tears, you can taste it. You can taste it on the screen. Alright, let's have a look. Let's read some of these tears, okay? So, Lions lost a really close game by 3 points. The wound is especially painful as the man that delivered the death blow to the Lions was Morne Steyn, at 37 years of age, who defeated the Lions 12 years ago with a three-pointer kick to win the game. And the game played out similarly, with Morne Steyn kicking the final 3 points to beat the Lions on Sunday, right? So the tears. Look at these boomers. Clive Woodward, former World Cup winning England coach. The worst coach in the world. Sir Clive Woodward, by the way. Let's see. What are you talking about? Very little rugby to save. Oh my god. Oh, we kicked so many in the Rugby World Cup. Oh, Clive Woodward. Oh, we only kicked like every point in the Rugby World Cup in 2003. Oh, so little rugby. Coming from Clive Woodward, very little rugby to savor. The tears. Oh, the tears. Ben K, what did he say? The rugby wasn't up too much, and there's no crowds to cover that up to save the concept. Yeah, okay. The drama of the fans. Okay, so he's crying about no fans. Whatever, Ben. Jonathan Davies. Let's see what he says. A spectacle. It was as a spectacle. It was just dreadful. The general supporter who follows Six Nations and the Lions will sit down and watch that kicking. What? Don't you guys? This is all you do in Six Nations since last century. Hello, Jonathan Davies. Did you only start watching rugby like 3 years ago? Hello. Oh, the tears. Oh, the kicking. Oh my god. Let's see. Alan Rowland. I don't even know who this guy is. Who is this guy? Let's see. The whole series, both on and off the field, has been poor advertising for the game of rugby. Oh my god! The referee wasn't biased in the second and the third game. Oh my god! Fraser Brown. Right in the, okay, I don't know who this guy is, so I'm gonna see what he said. What we've witnessed over the last 3 weekend, in my opinion, was some way short of our best version of rugby. Coming from a Scotsman, when was the last time Scotland played good rugby? Hello, the time you beat England in the Six Nations, you call that good rugby when you outkicked England to win the game? Matt Williams, not a former Scot. There will be little honor for whoever wins. The world has viewed this series as regrettable and grubby event in which both Lions and the Springboks have done rugby a grave disservice. Oh my, who are you? Who are you, Matt Williams? What? Leinster head coach? What? You've never even coached international rugby, and you think this is a grave disservice? You gotta take a dump on Warren Gatland? Hello? Who's like 100 times better coach than you've ever been? Hello? Oh my god. Ian Foster, Sir Fozzie, fell asleep watching the game. We've already talked about that. Fozzie. De Villiers, hello? I thought you were a Springbok. When you the Spring... Anyway, De Villiers says, defend instead of creating. Okay, De Villiers. Okay. Did you... I know you were injured in the 2007 World Cup, but... Anyway, Anyway, De Villiers, I'm very disappointed with you, De Villiers. But the tears, guys. The tears just... Oh my god, you can taste it. Especially this one, right? Clive Woodward. The guy won the Rugby World Cup with kicking. It's crying about kicking. Okay. Clive Woodward, when was the last time you watched the 2003 World Cup, mate? You will probably fall asleep watching that, based on what you were saying. So anyway, Warren Gatland, he is also a little bit salty. He thinks that the Lions team need a bit more preparation, which I think is true. In under his circumstances, because the Lions had a few of their players coming in late as the club rugby were finishing, and they were basically like, still people were coming in as they were traveling overseas, like, you know, so they really didn't have any preparation before setting off. But South Africa was also in a similar situation where they haven't played for 2 years, almost 2 years, and they played 3 games leading into the first test. And Lions had, I think, 6 games against against South African clubs. So 5 or 6 games. So technically, and a game in Japan, in Scotland. So technically, you didn't have much preparation, but you still have more preparation than the South Africans. So yeah, and the South Africans also had club rugby played like on the weekend before they went into camp. So it's not like they had their players for like a year where they just trained. They were in club rugby and pulled up into the team in the last minute. So it's not like they're really... so both teams are really short, and in fact, the South Africans had a shorter preparation. So again, the salt, you can taste it. You can taste it. Warren Gatland. But good news is, Warren Gatland is... so there's people calling, Stuart Barnes calling for Scott Robertson, who's the Crusaders coach, to be the next Lions coach. However, the Lions Chiefs made the decision that Warren Gatland will be the 2025 coach for the Lions tour to Australia, which is good to see. Another paycheck for him, and he will be very prepared for the next tour because he's currently coaching not the Highlanders, the Chiefs, I believe. And so he's going to get a really close look at the Australians in New Zealand. And yeah, will be very well prepared for the next tour. And quite frankly, I don't know how Australia's going to go in that one, to be honest. And then, so the Australians are talking about, you know, the tour coming ahead. You know, one of the big things they're talking about, trying to bring in Fiji and Tonga and some of the Pacific Islander teams into the fold, maybe as games against the Lions in the build up to the Wallabies games. So that'll be pretty good for everyone. So it would be really nice to see that. They had Japan in this year, which was spectacular. But yeah, so that was pretty good to see. And to see both Japan in action and just like a historic moment where, you know, Lions played Japan. So that was quite special. So overall, the match was very, very clinical. The scrummaging was just ruthless scrummaging. And it was really like important throughout the game. And the Lions were pretty dominant, like had a slight advantage in the scrummaging for about the first 30 minutes with Wyn Jones and Ty Furlong really showing that they are like probably the best props in the world. Putting a lot of pressure on Kitsoff and Malherbe, and like Wyn Jones was like just boring into Malherbe and really giving him a tough time. And then just before the end of the first half, Wyn Jones seems to get hurt himself. And that's when he kind of like just went downhill, where Malherbe were able to do a couple of scrum wins against him before he was like taken off the field due to his seemingly like injury. So that was a really, really tough battle up front and really important battle in front as well. And in the end, the last game came down to the last scrum in 81st minute. Lions had to win that scrum. It was Lions' feed, and South Africa could end the series with a big scrum. And sure enough, the South African reserve props, Nayake and what's his name? Vincent Koch, is that his name? I might get his name wrong. Let's have a look. We can see his name. Yeah, Vincent Koch came on alongside obviously Malcolm Marx to win a tight head penalty to end the game was just absolutely spectacular. It was just unbelievable. To win a tight head in a moment like that was just insane. And the game, one tries apiece. So Kobe scored a really bit of a controversial try where it looked like Quagga Smith was catching a high ball where the ball like bounced off the shoulder, went up straight, and then touched the Lions player's hand. So it could have been a knock on, but the referee needed overwhelming evidence for that to be a knock on, and you can't really tell whether it's gone straight up or gone a bit of an angle. Adam Wynne-Jones was furious on the field when that decision was made. So yeah, but despite that, Cheslin Kobe made a spectacular run for the try. He literally ran through Liam Williams and shrugged off. I think might have been Robbie Henshaw who swept across. But yeah, it was a spectacular try. 55 meters run. Just brilliant. And Ken Owens scored the only try for the British and Irish Lions with Moore. And it was just perfectly executed Moore. It was just absolutely clinical. And Owens goes in just easy as that. And the Lions probably had a chance to win the game had a bit more chances to win the game. They were the more dominant teams. They had opportunities where it was easily kickable for the Lions to take points, and the Lions were we're gonna run it, maybe to make sure the game isn't boring, and so that the people will stop crying. Anyway, so they actually had like 3, maybe 4, at least 3 that was kickable. And they opted for the lineouts, only for the Springboks to defend on the line and turn the ball over eventually, and get away with scoring points. But the Lions if you were to criticize this game for being too defensive, the Lions definitely made an effort to make it entertaining. Credit to Warren Gatland for trying to appease his critics, and didn't pay off, but at least they tried. So that was the game. The game ended with the Springbok legend Morne Steyn coming off the field to kick. I think he kicked 6 points. Yeah. So eventually, with one final kick, quite easy kick, much easier than the one he did in 2009, to win to push South Africa ahead and win the Test series. So this was just rubbing salt in the wound, just having someone back for in their 37 years of age. To be fair, Morne Steyn, he played pretty well in club rugby, so I had no doubt that he was going to get those kicks. The one of the kicks that he did, the first one, the one that kicked 60 minutes, that was a pretty difficult kick, and especially with Pollard, Handré Pollard is having this issue where when he gets tired, his kicking seems to just go off. So in the first half of the second half, he was just like missing kicks, like straight on kicks. It was quite easy. So Morne Steyn came on probably to patch up the kicking, and he delivered like this one here in the 66th minute. It was like pretty much on the 5-meter line, just spit in from the 5-meter line, and it was like almost 40 meters out on an angle, and he just like popped the ball like perfectly. You can hear the sound. It's just like with no crowd, it's just like beautiful, like boom. And the ball just like sailed through the middle. It was just like really, really spectacular. But the one that he kicked for the win was just straight in front. Just popped us through the middle. Just, beautiful, beautiful win for the South Africans. And that's pretty much all the things that I've said. Lots of people crying. It's a very entertaining game, despite what people say. It was just, absolutely like nail-biting, and you just like, probably going great if you're South African watching that. Actually, if you're the Lions fans as well, you're probably going great as you're watching that. It's just absolutely like most intense game. Every aspect of the game is just super, super highly contested. Lineouts, scrums, the attack patterns, like the kicking, every high ball, you're just like clinching, make sure, trying to think that no one gets, the receiver doesn't get a knock on, and it's just like every kick, it's just every like penalty kick, you just like holding your breath to make sure that it goes through. Like just spectacular game. If you have an opportunity, go watch it. It definitely is a incredibly good. And one of the best part of this game is the fact that there was no fans, so you can hear like the sound that players play on the pitch. So it's like the scrum when the players engaging, it's just like boom, like just a huge hit that you don't normally hear on TV anymore because the crowd, it's just like boom, and everyone's just like hoots, 2, 3, and it's just, oh man, I just, it's just insane game. Go watch it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, let's move on. Springboks. It's preparing for Argentina this weekend, so they called up a few players for their game. So Wilco Lowe, I'm not too sure about this guy, but one of the big players who could potentially be back to play is their number 8, Duan Vermeulen. He is very, very good number 8 position, despite the fact that the South African number 8, Huaga Smith, and Huaga's on the bench, and what's his name? Jasper Visa played number 8 very, very well this weekend. So 2 weeks in a row now. So I'm not too, I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna be too surprised if Jasper moves to flanker or something, to take the Pieter-Step du Toit's injury spot. And the All Blacks played a pretty poor game on the weekend alongside the Wallabies for the first opener of the Bledisloe Cup. So nobody's really happy about this game. All Blacks kind of came up. There was first 30 minutes were just like really poor for both teams. Lots of mistakes. And it was really windy in the first half. So the Wallabies weren't actually going anywhere despite the All Blacks making like little errors there, here and there because of the wind. They can't really kick any territory from the penalties. So the All Blacks actually had a lead 38 points to 8 around 20 minutes left of the game. And then the Wallabies caught up 3 tries in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, this was it's a very scrappy game, this one, for truly, like, compared to the Lions game, this was really, like, much lower in terms of quality. And then Brody Retallick was probably, I thought he had a really poor game. I talked about him in my review. He gave away a lot of penalties. I think 4 penalties according to this article. He was dropped the ball a couple times. There was one try that was denied where he received the ball in a forward position, where the All Blacks almost ran like 95 meters to score 95 meter off pretty much the full length of the field to score a try. But yeah, Retallick was really, really poor form this game. I don't think he deserves the number 4 jersey, to be honest. I think that Scott Barrett or Tui Pulotu deserved this 4 jersey, and he was really, really poor. By far the worst player on the field for the All Blacks. And leading into the game, Australians had 3 players, Melbourne Rebels players. Something's going wrong with the Melbourne Rebels club in terms of their culture. So 3 of the Melbourne Rebels players were found breaking curfew, drinking too much one night, and they were banned from the Wallabies selection, and including, Corin Betty, who's like a really important player for Wallabies, and also Naisarani, probably one of the very impactful players for the number 8 position as well. So yeah, really, really poor form for the Wallabies there, and it's just like, something that I really didn't want to see. However, Callaway, the replacement for Corin Betty, another Rebels player, he played very, very well. Much better than I gave him credit for. I have to say, I thought he was like ordinary. In my preview, I thought he was like a weird selection choice over Tom Wright from the Brumbies, but he proved it wrong. He scored a try against the All Blacks. Can't ask any more of him. His kicking was very good. His running game was good. His support game was good. And it didn't really make any noticeable big mistakes on the field. And and for the game overall, this was overall this actually could have been a draw. The difference here, in my opinion, is the God's advantage. So the Wallabies had a very poor headwind in the first half, and that wind seems to have died off when the All Blacks played in the second half. So it wasn't nearly as much of an issue. Despite that, the Wallabies kicking was really poor. It was really poor night for Lolosio. It seems that he just has maybe he was a New Zealander growing up, so playing against the All Blacks always plays a bit of intimidating factor for him. Maybe that's the issue, but he really struggled again against the All Blacks tonight. And not tonight, a few nights ago, and his kicking was really poor. I think it was 2 out of 7, really, really poor, and his missed tackle count was really high as well. So a couple tries, really important opportunities where the All Blacks exploited due to his defensive mistakes. So yeah, really got exploited for his weaknesses this game. Like I said, this game overall, 4 tries apiece, 4 attempted penalties where the All Blacks, 3 attempted penalties where All Blacks got all 3 and Wallabies only got 1 out of the 3. And conversion-wise, I think All Blacks got 3 out of the 4 conversions and the Wallabies got 1 out of the 4 conversions. So all the difference in points is from the kicking. The wind played a little bit part in the first half, especially like the first 20 minutes. But yeah, really poor day, really bad day for Lolosio and the All Blacks. So this game overall was pretty scrappy. The first 30 minutes was just like really poor. The Wallabies had like 6 lineouts in the first 10 minutes. And they lost like 5 of them. Or like 5 of them just didn't go to like according to plan basically. 5 like mess ups. And then the All Blacks were just giving away penalties, giving away small mistakes. Brodie Retallick was just really poor all over the place, like literally. Like he in fact he got away with 2 penalties where he was accidentally offside twice. He got away with it because the referee thinks he didn't play the ball, but it should still be a penalty. And then yeah, it was really poor. And the first half was really like scrappy. Wallabies couldn't go anywhere, but the All Blacks weren't able to go anywhere. They were able to just kick 3 penalties and then all the way to the end of the first half, where the All Blacks in the last minute were able to capitalize on a try, building on a penalty of back, finally able to like build some faces. And then the second half started. The All Blacks pretty much had a spur of about 10 minutes. Yeah, so 50 to 63 minutes, just about 15 minutes or so, 13 minutes, where the All Blacks just like dominated. Like really, really looked good. Like world-class good, right? And then after that, it just like kind of went easy, or just went just fell off. I thought, when they score these tries at 63rd minute, I thought this was going to be like 50 points against the Wallabies. But the All Blacks just kind of like fell off. The Wallabies lifted with Tom Banks scoring 2 back-to-back tries, and then with a nice more try on the extra time on 81st minute. So to end up with 4 tries on both sides. So All Blacks had a really good 50 minutes, and the Wallabies had a really good last 50 minutes just before the end of the game, and pretty poor first half of both teams. And yeah, that is the game for first Bledisloe. So the All Blacks not happy. Wallabies could do better next weekend, so it would be interesting to see what happens in the next Bledisloe Cup. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the tiers. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Really appreciate if you could just click the subscribe button, because that really helps me a lot to get like YouTube algorithm. And, like the video, comment, say, I read all the comments. And yeah, thanks, guys. I'll see you guys a bit later this week for the previews for this week, for the next Bledisloe Cup game and the first game of South Africa versus Argentina. Thanks, guys. Cheers.